Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. My name is Tholu and I'm your number one property manager in Lagos, Nigeria. And I just quickly want to share a few tips with us on how to deal with stubborn tenants. In You can apply it to everywhere, not only limited to Lagos, but because I operate from Lagos, Nigeria. So I just want to share some of those tips that has helped me in dealing with stubborn tenants. Stubborn tenants. It is inevitable as a property manager or as a landlord or as a property owner not to have except your property is only meant for you to live in it. You do not have any tenants. But as long as you have tenant, be it residential or commercial, you will have to deal with some stubborn tenants. Stubborn tenants. So it's important. And how do you deal with stubborn tenants? And who are those people you can categorize as stubborn tenants? Some tenants you just like to foment trouble. Some they refuse to pay after the initial um, expiration of their tenancy. Some even they are regular paying tenants, but they do not know how to live with other tenants within the same space. Some they will refuse to pay utility bills and they will just be only focused on their rent while they'll be telling you that there's nothing concerning them about utilities. And you know, utility is inevitable. And if when it keeps piling up, it becomes a bigger issue later on. So how do you deal with stubborn tenants? Number one, establish clear expectations. So make sure that the tenant understand the terms of their lease or rent agreement and the consequences of not adhering to these terms on time. So be clear about what is expected of them and what they can expect from you as a landlord. And that's one of the things that I always insist that if you have tenants and you are renting out any space, be it commercial or residential, make sure that you give them your rules and regulation. There must be a tenancy agreement. There must be a lease agreement. And let me tell you that you don't need any lawyer to draft your tenancy agreement. You can get it done, even you can Google it online and adapt it as it pleases you. So, but there must be an exchange. That let there be a clear expectation. So if you're someone that you do not have the time to do that, you can get someone to do that for you. One or two pages are enough so that the expectations from you as a landlord is clear. Expectation of the tenant also is also clear. So please let there be a clear expectation. Communicate effectively. So make sure that you communicate. Keep line of communication open with your tenant and respond promptly to their concern or complaint. And one of the things that I have observed that makes some tenants to be irate or to be irritable is when the property where they reside in is not being properly looked after, either by the landlord or by the caretaker or the property manager, because there will always be issue. Take for instance, there's a plumbing issue, there is some electricity issue, there is some other, might be some even as little as a disposal of refuse. So keep make sure that there is a clear communication. Communicate effectively. Keep lines of communication open with your tenants and respond promptly to their concerns or complaints. So be polite and professional in your interactions, even if the tenant is being difficult. So make sure that you talk to them in a polite manner and talk to them in a good way, in a professional way. So that's one of the things that I would advise, that you get professionals, property managers to handle your property on your behalf, because I know not everybody is good with communication. Not everybody is good with communication. So, as a property owner, I know you won't want to be dealing with 5, 10, 20 tenants. As for me, I have several properties that I manage, and God has been helping me to know how to manage each one of them effectively. I have a property where I have close to 20 tenants within a building. Yes, it's quite a big building. I have other ones that have about 6 to 8 tenants. I have some other small ones that I just have maybe one, two, three people that I manage. So, and I communicate to them whenever, even if any one of them is seeing this video, they can attest to that. That I communicate and I keep my communication line open and I respond promptly to any of their concerns and complaint. So please keep your communication line open and communicate effectively. So number three, be consistent. Enforce the terms of the lease agreement consistently and fairly. Do not make exception for one tenant over another. So there should not be a preferential treatment. So make sure that you deal with everybody on a fair ground. So there must not be any preferential treatment, especially for those landlords that live within the property that they build and they have tenants also living with them. There must not be a favorite tenant or you showing favoritism. So make sure that you are consistent, and when you're enforcing the terms or any rules and regulation, it must cut across board for everybody. So another thing is that document everything. Yes, make sure you document everything. Keep details record of all your interaction with your tenant, be it chat, be it letter, be it emails. So this documentation can be useful in case of legal action is required in the future. Make sure that you document everything, and these documents, let them be kept somewhere. When you have a chat with them, like I do with some of the tenants that I manage, I have a WhatsApp group that I created for them. So, and I make sure that everybody is, and why I do that is that some, even in case of anything, somebody else among them can testify or can stand as a witness to whatsoever I information that I pass across. So make sure you do that. So another point is that offer incentives. Yes, offer incentives. Sometimes stubborn tenants may respond better to incentives rather than punishment. Offer incentives. I've had to deal with some tenants that failed to pay their rent, and when the person was doing a whole lot of gra agidi and all those things, I later had to speak with him one on one, and I saw reasons with the problem that he had, and I told him, okay, instead of paying the lump sum of 1 year rent, why don't you just break into three months? And he was happy, and we were able to resolve this matter, and the property owner also is happy. So consider giving incentives. In some cases, consider offering a rent reduction or other incentive to encourage compliance with the lease agreement. So seek legal advice when necessary. So seek legal advice if all else fails. If you have done your communication, you have documented, you have offered incentives, you have been consistent, you have been doing all that are mentioned above, and it fails, please kindly seek legal advice. So it may be less necessary for you to seek legal advice or involve a lawyer to handle the situation. So be sure to familiarize yourself with the tenancy law of wherever you are, because I operate in Lagos. So tenancy law in Lagos, I'm familiar with it. So, and to ensure that you are acting within the ambit of the law. So remember, dealing with stubborn tenants can be frustrating, yes, but it is important to remain calm, professional, and objective throughout the process. So, by establishing clear expectations that have been mentioned, communicating effectively, and enforcing the terms of the lease agreement constantly, so you can improve your chances of resolving any issue that arises. So, these are the ways you can use in dealing with your stubborn tenants. And if you need any further assistance or any information, you can reach out to me. My name is Tholu Olamipo, and I will be glad to be of service to you. My number is right there on the screen. Till I come your way next time, have a beautiful, 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 and blessed week.